so I'm not in a position to share the same. विजय लक्ष्मी जी, आपने कहा था आपने कहा था सैन फ्रांसिस्को कॉन्सुलेट में कोई अपडेट ऐसा नहीं है. आपने देखा होगा हमारी सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज ने कोई लिस्ट निकाली है, उनका वो कोऑपरेशन चल रहा है यूएस के साथ, और हम चाहते हैं कि जो इसमें पीछे थे उनके ऊपर एक्शन लिया जाए. आई थिंक कोऑपरेशन चल रही है यूएस अथॉरिटीज के साथ, पर ये हमारे दायरे में नहीं आता है उतना. कोई अपडेट हो तो हमारी तरफ से हम बताएंगे आपको. मुकेश कौशिक, आपने पूछा था, आपने बड़ा ही टेढ़ा क्वेश्चन पूछा था. मैं किसी और केस के साथ कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं करना चाहता हूं. लेट मी क्लैरिफाई. वहां सेफ हेवंस दे रहे हैं कनाडा में, वहां पे हम चाहेंगे कि उनके कैनेडियन सरकार सेफ हेवंस न दे, और जिनके अगेंस्ट ऐसे टेररिज्म के चार्जेस हैं उनके ऊपर एक्शन ले, और वहाँ उनके वहाँ एक्शन ले या हमें यहाँ जस्टिस फेस करने के लिए यहाँ भेजे. मुझे पूछा गया था, आई थिंक somebody asked how many such cases were there. My understanding is over 20 individuals. I don't have exact number. That's for security agencies. We have sought either extradition requests or other kind of assistance related to that. So at least more than 20, maybe 25 individuals we have requested over, and not just recently. It's for many years we've been requesting, and the response has not been helpful at all. Avinash, your question was third countries, Canadian citizens applying. Yes, also will be applicable. Canadian citizens in third countries will also be subject to the same temporary visa suspensions, because at some point this comes through our High Commission, our consulates need to be involved in that process. So that's not going to happen. Amit, I think your question was Sugdul. I think, to be fair, this is not a question that's really in our it's more of a security thing. All I can say is we have seen reports in this. Frankly, it seems that if you have so much organized crime, this violence has been there. There's a lot of violence when organized crime has such a large presence. That's all I would like to say on that. संतोष, आपका प्रश्न था ट्रिगर. पता नहीं आप क्या ट्रिगर कह रहे हैं, आप किस पर्सपेक्टिव देख रहे हैं. हमारे पर्सपेक्टिव बहुत सिंपल है. हम कह रहे हैं कि वहां पे जो एक्सट्रीमिस्ट हैं, जो टेररिस्ट हैं, जो ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम पे इन्वॉल्व हैं, उनको हम चाहते हैं कि उस पर एक्शन लिया जाए. कैनेडियन गवर्नमेंट नहीं ले रही है, और इनका जो एलिगेशन है उस पर मैंने जैसे कहा कि हमारे पास कोई स्पेसिफिक इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं शेयर किया है. तो उसके बाद हमने फिर एक्शन जो लेना पड़ा, सब इससे रिलेटेड है कि टेररिज्म पे एक्शन नहीं हो रहा है. अदर कंट्रीज, आशीष आपका प्रश्न था अदर कंट्रीज का. आई थिंक Abhishek, आपका ये प्रश्न, your thing was Australian side had said, look, I think some of these countries have made public that they took up the issue with us, and I think I also said that we are in conversations with many of our partners. I don't want to say which of the countries, because let them mention it. I don't want to get into which countries have been saying what, but as I said, we have ongoing conversations with our friends and partners. I've highlighted our position very clearly, and this is what we have shared with them. It's the same thing I'm telling you that we've been telling them. नीरज जी, आपका प्रश्न 5 आईज के साथ था. पता नहीं आप क्या पूछना चाहते थे, बट वही हमने उनसे भी यही कहा है कि देखिए हमारा जो पोजीशन है कि इसमें टेररिज्म का मुद्दा है, इसमें सिक्योरिटी का मुद्दा है, वहां पे जो एक्शंस ले रहे हैं हमारे डिप्लोमेट्स के अगेंस्ट या किसी और के अगेंस्ट, उस किस तरह से रिस्पॉन्ड करें. Sania, your question was describe this again broadly. MPhil question, maybe not PhD. I think you'd make a good assessment. I don't think we are here to assess a relationship. I think that's beyond the purview of a weekly presser. But clearly, we would expect better steps by the Canadian authorities on our very significant concerns about terrorism, about security of our diplomats, of Indian community, and overall anti-India activities that are being operated or given a safe haven in Canada. एक कुछ प्रश्न थे हिंदू और आई थिंक सिद्धांत, आई थिंक नो Sputnik was a question. Also there was targeting of diplomats. Also I think Nanima, your question was there. Look, I think the issue is larger. As I mentioned, this is not about individual groups or this group, but I don't think that is how we are looking at it at all. I think, Neville, your question was also that. I think we should look at it on a larger issue of there are elements linked to organized crime, linked to terrorists, secessionists, or extremists who are operating freely. They're being politically condoned. They seem to have a free run, and we would expect that the Canadian government takes action against that. As regards the Indian origin or Indian community or Indian diaspora, Look, I think they've been speaking out very clearly. We have talked about the advisory for Indian nationals, and we would hope that they feel safe. They feel that they can operate there. Sorry, the expulsion, but I'll come to that. On the issue of the expulsion, yes, obviously, when our diplomat is asked to leave, they communicate to us. When exactly, I'll have to check. But as I said, we were, of course, made aware that he had been asked to leave. But I don't have the exact timing with me. Siddhant, there was something on, somebody asked about targeting of another. Look, again, I'm very hesitant to get into individual cases. This brings me to the larger issue of our violence being incited, not just against one diplomat, but you've seen High Commissioner, our consul generals are on posters, their faces. I think all of that worries us. It's not about just one individual or otherwise. I think covered anybody? Anybody missed? Oh, sorry. Look, as I said, we are looking at parity. Your question was, are we looking at reduction of our personnel? Look, we're looking at parity in rank and diplomatic strength. We think the Canadian numbers will probably come down, but the discussions are going on. I have no information to share at this point of any change in our diplomatic posture. Of course, if the security situation changes, I would not like to, speculate on that. I think I will stop there. I think I've spoken on the students. I will take no further. Sorry, have I missed your question, Neeraj? Yes. Regarding the issue आपने जो पूछा, देखिए अब इंडिविजुअल फॉर प्रोटोकॉल रीजंस ये जो इश्यूज मैं बताना नहीं चाहता हूँ. कैनेडियन प्रधानमंत्री जी का प्लेन में कुछ दिक्कतें थी, वो जा नहीं पाए थोड़ी देर के लिए. हमारी तरफ से हमने जो भी सपोर्ट हम दे सकते हैं हमने ऑफर किया, पर वो फाइनली उनका प्लेन ठीक होगा और वो चले गए. और बाकी इश्यूज पे मैं टिप्पणी नहीं कर पाऊंगा. Or how many people are registered? I don't have that number right now because there's a large number of Indian students, and this is a comment I would like to make overall. We would encourage students and Indian nationals abroad in all countries to register, but in Canada currently, because of the heightened security situation, we would certainly expect all of them to register. They must be doing so. I don't have an immediate update. I'll get back to you at some point. Okay, if there are any non-Canada questions, because I think you've shut the door on that one. Yeah, somebody raised a hand first. Who was that? Okay, no, you go ahead, Abhishek. All of you guys have asked a question. Abhishek, go ahead. Non-Canada. Not Canada. Yeah. Yes.
So my question is regarding Republic Day invitation for the chief guest. So has India invited US President for the Republic Day parade celebration as chief guest? And also, is India planning Quad submittal talks around that time?
What's talks?
Quad submittal talks around that time.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
So, in addition to that, there are some Meghna Dev from DD News. There are some reports that the leaders of Quad countries have also been invited for the Republic Day.
Isn't that what your question was?
And in addition to that.
Okay. Any other hands? If not, I'll close this. Yeah. So yes, your microphone. No, Canada. No, I think we have closed Canada. Unless something absolutely that I missed. Yeah. Okay.
So the Indian military is holding a conclave of the chiefs of the Indo-Pacific nations.
Yes.
Can we get a confirmation as to whether the Canadian chief is going to come or not?
Okay.
Because he was supposed to come. Is there?
Okay. Anybody else? Not Canada. Okay. Go ahead.
This is Yeshi from the New Indian Express. I wanted to know if there's any update on that Indian child in German foster care. What is the latest on that front? Parents, I believe, had gone to Germany, but they couldn't get a glimpse of the child.
Okay, I see no further questions. I'll close with this. On the issue of the invitations, look, for the 26th January, as you're all very well aware, and I don't do crystal ball gazing, these engagements are announced at the appropriate time. We will certainly share with you information once we are in a position to do so. I'm sorry to disappoint you. On the Canadian chief for this event, my request would be to reach out to the Canadian authorities and see if they're coming. I haven't heard anything particular one way or the other. Yeshi, on the issue of the child in Germany, yes, I think I have a slight update since you asked. Following our consistent efforts, German authorities did grant consular access to the child on 31st of August. The interaction with the child included elements of cultural immersion with a view to enable the child to remain connected with Indian traditions and culture, resource material relating to Indian festivals, customs and practices were handed over by our embassy, with the expectation that the child's caregiver would incorporate the same in her routine to enable her to remain in touch with her faith and culture. Let me add that we remain in constant engagement with German authorities on this matter to safeguard the child's cultural rights, national identity, and to ensure her return to India. Thank you very much. It's not been a very long presser. Thank you for bearing with it. Good evening.